From credit cards to student loans to mortgages, borrowing seems to be a way of life right now. But what do we need to know to help us keep on top of this? What would you say is the main reason for debt becoming accumulated by people?
Well, personally, I think it's the companies. Like, I don't want to bring any company down, you know, but it's obviously all the advertisement. I mean, you know, you see a lot of advertisements like, oh, you can get this loan right now, today, and then people don't think of saving.
Public transport goes up, bills go up. You want to keep up, you know, your social life.
Because your bank lets you go overdrawn.
Is debt a big problem with young people?
I would definitely say debt is something that young people are concerned about now. Over the last few years, we've seen that university fees have gone up, the cost of housing has gone up, and I think that young people are concerned that they're going to be in a lot of debt at some point in their lives.
What type of debt do young people have?
University debt would obviously be a significant one for a lot of people, and quite a mainstream debt. They may access sort of more non-traditional types of borrowing. So they may find themselves wanting to get money really quickly, and they're therefore going to short-term loans. So they may have those kinds of debts as well.
When the kids are applying for the student loan and that, they don't really realise the debt they're going to be in after, and I feel like that should be made more aware. Like it's a big debt.
Do you regret taking out the student loan?
No, I don't. If I didn't go to university, I wouldn't have got the job that I've got now. Obviously, my job's still paying back my loan, but I think it was worthwhile.
One of the key things that we would say to everybody is that you should have a budget. We hear quite a lot of stories about young people who may take out a credit card or some type of borrowing, and they take quite a blasé attitude towards paying it back. And then they find years down the line when they want to get a mortgage or they want to you know, take out a loan to do something specific, it then hinders them from doing that.
How much and what kind of debt would you say you're in right now?
So right now, you've always got the credit card debt. So that was always on and off. I'd go through that phase where, you know, you'd buy something, you'd pay it off, and then as soon as you paid it off, it wouldn't even be a week, and then boom, you're like 300 quid in. You don't really notice these things, and you think it's little, but as it adds up, so then there's that student loan you got to pay off every month. There's the credit card you got to pay off every month. I got to pay my phone bill, the gym membership. You know, you never see the fine print when it says 1,400% APR or whatever that is, where essentially you have to pay back what you borrowed and all this extra amount. The credit rating will dictate what's going to happen possibly in the next 5 to 10 years, and that's a hard thing to think about.
Do you know what APR means?
No, I don't.
I don't know what it means, but I've borrowed money from companies before.
No.
I've heard of it, I don't know what it means.
And would you say there are young people who are actually in debt but do not realise it?
Debt has become a lot more normal over the last few years. You know, it's something that people think is just a normal part of managing money and a normal part of life. Having goals is a really important step in terms of managing your money, because it gives you a reason as to why you're doing it.
How much as young people do we owe today, and why?
The national debt is £25,000 per person. So it's you and I walking around with 25 grand's worth of debt on our shoulders, even if we handle our own finances perfectly.
So how will this debt affect young people in the long run?
This is the worst thing about debt. You have debt interest payments, like an overdraft fee or whatever. And right now, because we've got 1.4 trillion national debt, we already spend 40 million a year on just servicing that interest.
What should young people be doing to keep the national and their personal debt down?
It's about education, and people have also got to take responsibility for themselves. You know, you often hear about people in huge amounts of debt, and it's always very sad, but you know, you shouldn't keep spending if you haven't got the money, right? You know, we all have to learn that at some point. It's a basic rule, right? If you've got 500 quid, you should only spend 500 quid. It's all too easy to get distracted by things, but I think we all have to take a step back and think about the long-term consequences.